Hey, I wanted to wait to the end because I got an entire session last week. I wanted to ask you. I'm currently listing about 4 to 5 properties a month off expired canceleds. However, they are kind of drying up in my market. The thing that I'm looking at that and going, okay, I don't want this to continue that trend. And then 90 days from now, I'm looking at, okay, I'm only able to get 2 or 3. And that would affect my family's income. So I'm looking at probate as a potential income source, and I'm curious. The thing that I love about expired cancels and what makes them so amazing is there's just like literally nothing faster. I can go get on the phone, set an appointment, meet them the same day, get it signed. By that weekend, we could be looking at an offer, and then 30 days later,
hmm
we're closing. Is there anything? I know that there's not much out there that's faster than that or comparably fast, but would you say in the probate space, where would you be looking for like the fastest, lowest hanging fruit income, taking listings, and what would the time frame kind of look like if I wanted to replace some of this expired income?
Yeah, absolutely. So the first thing I want to do is address the drying up expired FISBO income. Um, so all the same concepts that we're talking about right here with creating curiosity, um, building skepticism, and then switching it suddenly into curiosity, all the same concepts should apply in the expired space because
Yep.
people are skeptical that you're like every other agent that's called them and that you're like their last agent that didn't get the house sold. So you drive into that skepticism and then you flip the script and create curiosity. Yeah, how long were you on the market before? Yeah, I was on the market for 6 months, didn't sell. What do you think didn't sell? Like all the normal expired questions. And then do you think I could take a quick second and tell you what I do that's different from other agents?
Hmm.
Okay. So suddenly we're getting them to lean into curiosity, but we're having to point out that maybe they should be curious because they're not automatically curious about it. So all these kind of little psychological tools for influence and communication apply across niches. Now, um, probate. You need to build your savings account and your checking account.
Okay.
So anyone who drives after the checking account probate deals, you're gonna put some money in your account in the next 30, 60 days. Okay. And the way to do that is by talking about an inherited property. So talking about 123 Main Street, I'm not 100% sure what's going on with this. Is it by any chance part of an estate? And if it is, would you guys consider selling? Okay. Now, if you do that, I don't necessarily like to do it as Bruce Hill with LPT Realty because I might need Bruce Hill with LPT Realty to call the person that's really mad back and say, "Hey, I help with things in the probate process."
Okay.
Okay. So I don't, if I'm going after the low hanging fruit, do you guys have to sell this house? I'm going to try to separate my brands a little bit so that I can have one slow support brand and one fast, let's get this house sold today brand. You're going to grab maybe 5% of you're going to grab about 5% of probate leads that have a pretty urgent financial need.
Okay.
Okay. And they need to get either a mailer or a call. I would do both. That is very aggressive. Hey, this is what I do. If you need to sell this house, I want to bring you an offer.
Okay.
Okay. But you have to protect your name at the same time because there's going to be some people that ignore you with that call and that mailer. And there's going to be some people that get mad, so mad. I've seen how mad people get. I've seen the voicemails. So a buddy of mine has a campaign that runs where he just sends a letter out and he just puts his first name on it and he puts his first name and a phone number that doesn't tie online back to him, just through the internet. He doesn't have it advertised anywhere, and he puts that on there because 9 out of 10 of the calls that come from that letter are, you're an ambulance chaser, you're just trying to profit on the death of so and so. 1 out of 10 is, this is the best thing I've ever seen, I need to sell it, are you available in 2 days to come buy the house?
Right.
Okay, so you're hurting yourself if you're not giving that direct approach, that real estate forward approach. You're hurting your checking account because it could be fast money.
Okay.
But if they hate you as a person, there's no
Right.
way that you're gonna get their long-term business. I just need some help with probate, and I'm gonna sell the house in 8 months.
Yeah.
So separate those, and you need to run both, because I can, over the course of a month, I can find 50 people in my local market that I have a good chance of doing business with in 8 months,
Yep.
where I might only find one that needs to do a deal today.
Okay.
So both. But find a way, and I know being realtors, this is a little bit tricky. Find a way to separate your brands where it doesn't blow back on you if somebody gets mad.
Yeah, so on expireds, I actually do just that, where I've separated brands and I'll automatically text them as like a neutral third party that selects realtors. And then I'm one of the agents that they recommend. And then I also have one that is, and that's like a real company that I have that's not just in my market. And then I also have me texting them just as the agent. And more people appreciate me texting them just as the agent because they're like, oh, he's paying attention to me.
Mhm.
Um, but I still get, I get extra from having both brands marketing to them. I get probably 30% more. So do you have like a general framework for, let's say I just wanted to just set up the checking account situation, just the for first, just right now, let's just say,
Yeah.
what is
Send
the general
send a
framework?
letter.
Mailer and
Send a letter
mhm,
that's short, really short. Um, and I'm gonna say local real estate buyer. Okay, and I know that you're a realtor. So I'm gonna leave everyone. This is something generic, pretending that you're buyers. And if you guys are not buyers and don't have buyers, then just change the language just a little bit. But the letter is gonna say something like, "Hey, I'm writing about 123 Main Street. Looks like it may be part of an estate. I'm a local real estate buyer. Would be interested in making you an offer. If you'd like to sell the house, call me at this number." Short,
okay.
sweet, to the point. Okay.
Yeah. I'd like to bring
Um,
you an offer. I'd
yeah,
like to be the buyer myself, basically, is what
yeah.
you're sort of saying. Got it. In a
Yeah,
big
in
sense.
that case, and I would make an adjustment if I wasn't going to be, if I absolutely had no intention of being the buyer myself. I might say I have a couple of buyers that would be interested in potentially making an offer on the house. If you'd like to sell, please give me a call.
Okay.
Really
Nice.
short, and then the phone conversation is basically the same. Okay, now you'll get blocked, so don't call from your cell phone, don't call from the same number that you're going to use to in the future call offering probate support and
Yeah.
estate services.